Draupadi followed the five princes, the Pandava princes, into the forest without question. Not just that, she married the five of them just because Kunti told the five of them that, whatever you brought, just share it among yourselves. So, do you think Draupadi was a weak and a meek person? Hi everyone, I'm Ashra Balasubramaniam and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we are going to be reviewing the very popular book, the book that's been hyped so much. It's called The Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee Divakarani. I'm so excited to be reviewing this book because recently, if you haven't already watched my other videos, I had reviewed The Forest of Enchantments again by Chitra. So that book, The Forest of Enchantments, was Sita's perspective on the Ramayana and all the hardships that she faced. But this one, The Palace of Illusions, was written before that, and it is Draupadi's perspective on the Mahabharata. So this book covers her childhood, her upbringing, how she got married, and how she lived her life with the Pandava princes, all the hardships that she faced when she was banished to the forest. And of course, like the most notable part was when she was humiliated in the court due to disrobing, right? And not just that, how the Kurukshetra war came to take place and what was the impact on it on the Pandavas and especially Draupadi. So all of these aspects have been covered in this book, The Palace of Illusions, and everything purely from Draupadi's perspective. And I was so glad to read this because in a lot of retelling and a lot of stories that are lost in translation, you get to hear majorly the male's perspective or a very generalized view of how everything looks like. Very rarely we get to hear the female's perspective or the lesser known characters' perspectives. So starting with her birth, the author describes it really well, how she was born. Her relationship with her brother has been portrayed really well, unlike like the regular Mahabharata that I read. So in this I got a very good account of her relationship with Drishtadyumna. And not just that, even her relationship with her caretaker Daima, that was represented very well too. So those are the parts that I really loved. In addition to that, all the hardships that she faced after she got married to the five Pandava princes. So obviously, like because she married five of them, there has to be a little bit of jealousy or a little bit of insecurity and a little bit of disconnect too, right? Because every year, so 1 year she could live with one Pandava only, and then the next year she could live with the other Pandava. So it's not like at once she could live with all the five Pandavas. So when she was living with a particular Pandava prince for 1 year, all the other four princes had no right to look at her in a certain way. They had to respect her as a brother's wife. So that is how those rules panned out, and obviously like because of all such rules, there was a little bit of disconnect between her and her husbands. Despite the fact that she stood by them and even they stood by her, there was a little disconnect there. The author has very well interpreted and described her emotions and how she felt when the other Pandava princes took other wives, the jealousy that went through her, and those things have been depicted really well. And not just that, the impact of her on the war and the war's impact on her, that has been put forth very well too. So as you all know, Draupadi was one of the major reasons for the war. Of course, she had been wronged and things were a little unjust for her, but Draupadi also was hell-bent on the war because of her vengeance. Her character transition from being a girl who never wanted to be the reason of a war, who never wanted to be the reason for a lot of innocent lives getting lost, to a person who is filled with vengeance. The character transition has been depicted really well, all the things that she went through, and you find yourself loving her in certain parts but then hating her in a lot of parts too. So basically, she was a morally grey character portrayed very well. And all the emotions that she went through because of the person that she loved, of course like one of the Pandava princes only, all the emotions that she went through, those have been put forth really well. I was heartbroken in a lot of places. I found myself crying in a lot of places, especially during the Kurukshetra war. So in the Kurukshetra war, when Abhimanyu was surrounded by a lot of people and then he was killed, he died a brave warrior. That was pretty heartbreaking because Abhimanyu's wife Uttara was pregnant with Parikshit. And not just that, Karna's death was really painful. I know Karna fought on the Kaurava's side, but Karna was a very honorable man and a very nice man. And I always loved Karna since a very, since the first time I read Mahabharata, because I felt that he was wronged in life in a lot of ways. And the fact that, all the emotions that Karna also went through has been described so well in this book, and especially during the time of his death, it really pained me, like all that he went through. Even while reading the Mahabharata, I cried, but this one made me cry a lot more. And not just that, after all the war, and of course, even Drishtadyumna died, that was pretty painful too. And Bhishma's death was again, a little heartbreaking. Though I had, cried in all of the other Mahabharatas, somehow I didn't find myself crying much for Bhishma's death here. And after all the war, when a lot of gloom descends on them, they kind of lose a sense of purpose in their life. Of course, they raise Parikshit and all of that, but how well it has been portrayed, and till the end. And you all know that the Pandavas undertake the journey finally to the heaven, right? Even that has been described really well. And Draupadi's interactions with Krishna, I really cherish all the things that I read about Draupadi's interactions with Krishna. Those were some of my favorite parts, especially the ending. How the Pandavas and all of them faded away into the heaven. Like, of course, Draupadi was the first one to fall, and her experience, her near-death experience, and what she experienced after death, those were pretty heart touching. So these are not spoilers, obviously, because you have read the Mahabharata, right? But then, like, what I'm telling you is a very general thing. There is so much more for you to read here, and so much of emotions that you are yet to experience while reading this book. I highly recommend this book. So I love Forest of Enchantments, but I did find a lot of flaws there because I found certain things a little inaccurate. But then the Palace of Illusions was really great, and I would give it a 5-star rating. So please go ahead and read this book. You'll find yourself falling in love with it. And with this, we're done with the video. I hope you watched my yesterday's video of Sudhamurthy Mam's book review. This is a set of 5 books. I posted it as a reel. Please do watch that. Since I was not well, I had to post it as a reel without showing my face. So I've posted a lot of reels and videos where I've not shown my face this week because the past 1 week I've been a little unwell, like here and there. I've had bouts of sickness. So yes, with that, we're done with the video. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow will be the final video of Navratri. I know Dasara is there, but then, like, I told you that I'll be posting videos for 9 days. So tomorrow is the 9th day. Tomorrow will be the final day of the video. So thank you for sticking along. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. It would really motivate me to make better videos and more videos. And if you have any suggestions, do drop them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Stay happy, stay blessed, and stay kind. A very happy Navratri to everyone. Wish you all prosperity, happiness, and lots of love in your lives. Bye.